What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I made the viral TikTok recipe baked feta pasta. It is so easy, like insanely easy. You just need a block of feta. In this case, I added 2 blocks of feta, a bunch of cherry tomatoes. You can pile them high too. It doesn't need to just be in one layer. Some olive oil, salt, pepper. That's really it. At the end, I added fresh garlic and basil. You can add garlic before you put it in the oven or after, or both. It's up to you. I really like that kind of bite that fresh garlic has. I also chose orecchiette today because I love the shape. They're kind of like little shells. They hold on to little bits of the tomato and the cheese sauce. So yes, that being said, since this is technically macaroni with cheese, I'm using my mac and cheese spoon. I've also made this on my TikTok channel if anybody wants to take a look at it. Just a magical sound. I saved about 2 cups of the starchy pasta water, and I added about half a cup to a cup of it here. I'm gonna save the rest for leftovers because I always need pasta water to loosen up my pasta leftovers. All right, guys, super excited, real hungry. My birthday, by the way, is, well, for you, it's tomorrow, but for me, it's in 2 days. I'm very excited. Oh. It smells so good. All right, guys, cheers. The extra block of feta in there totally works. Most recipes I've seen just use 1, but we like it extra cheesy here. You guys see the steam? I love baked pasta for that reason. It stays so hot. If you wanted to, after it comes out of the oven, mix everything back up, top it with more cheese, and put it back in to melt, if you wanted. You could also add chicken to this, shrimp. Scallops might be good. Lobster. Oh my gosh, lobster would be so good. You could even add like crab. Just like lump crab. I like my food like scorching hot. My neighbor just pulled into his driveway, like the slowest I've ever seen anyone pull into their driveway. And there's like a bunch of snow outside. And I think he caught me staring at him towards the end of it. He's like, Also, I'm drinking water today. I've decided, even though whatever y'all may or may not think, I really don't drink all that much, but I'm trying to limit it to the weekends right now and really just have like maybe one drink when I do, aside from my birthday, because we're going for Mexican and that means I'm having margaritas. I don't know what he's doing over there. So I actually made another version of this pasta that should be posted to my TikTok channel by now with strawberries. Which I know sounds super weird, but hear me out. Strawberries and feta go together. Strawberries and basil go together. Obviously basil and feta goes together. You could do a strawberry and tomato combination because strawberries and tomatoes go together. Made the exact same way, except I didn't add any garlic. I added white balsamic just to keep the integrity of the color going on. But the strawberries cook down to like nothing. You pull them out of the oven and they've still held their shape, but once you mix it up, they completely disintegrate into the sauce. It actually eats really savory. I added a ton of fresh cracked pepper, still added the olive oil. So it had this like tang to it, a slight like sweetness, like you could taste that it was strawberries, but it didn't taste sweet at all. The feta really helped to balance that out. It was so good, like so good. And I used the cutest pasta for it. It was shaped like little leaves and it was a spinach pasta. And so it just like, I don't know, it screamed springtime. Absolutely loved it. Again, that recipe is also on my TikTok if you wanted to like see the making of and everything. And I'm gonna do a goat cheese version too. I love goat cheese, guys. Goat cheese and tomatoes, oh my gosh. If you don't like strong cheese, like feta or goat's cheese, you could also use ricotta. I think ricotta would work really, really well. You might need to add some more salt. You notice I didn't put any salt on top of the feta. I just cracked pepper over top of the feta. You will definitely want to add some salt on top of your ricotta because it's just not very salty. But otherwise, it's obviously super creamy. It would just, yeah, it would make a really, really nice sauce. I don't know what's happening back there. By the way, I am going to get on my birthday. I'm going to post a mukbang, like a birthday mukbang, but it's going to be posted the day after my birthday. I'm going to get bangs. I hope y'all are as excited about it as I am. This is so good. Really tangy from the tomatoes. Tons of garlic in here. You could really taste the garlic. I had like 6 cloves. The basil's amazing, and I actually have a little basil plant that's been sitting on my windowsill forever, and I've like not had an opportunity to use it or just like thought to use it. And it's got these cute tiny little leaves on them. It's not like these huge leaves that you normally see. I don't know if it's because I'm doing something wrong, but either way, I didn't chop the basil at all. You're really not supposed to chop basil anyway, so if you do happen to buy like big leaf basil, just kind of tear it up with your hands, sprinkle it in. Has this been off center like the whole time? Anyways, so getting bangs, getting a trim, not doing any coloring situation. It's been over a year since I've had my hair colored. I got it colored in South Florida before my wedding. So it was like early mid-December that I got it done. Yeah, haven't gotten it done since. They did a really good job like melting the color in so that it doesn't look abrupt at all. The guy I go to, his name is Sean. He owns a salon in Tequesta, Florida. It's just right above Jupiter. It's kind of east, northeast Jupiter. He owns a salon called Salon 46 North. They do a really, really great job there, so I highly recommend. I'm going to Evolution, by the way, to get my bangs done with Margot, who I have gotten my hair done with before, and she's really great. So yeah, just going to add some things to my forehead is all. By the way, if you aren't able to get orchiette for whatever reason, I think shells would also go really well with this. I've seen several people use fusilli. You just want something that's going to be able to hold on to, again, these little bits of basil, tomato. Fusilli would definitely hold on to the sauce. I question how well it holds on to like the bits of tomato, but use what you can. Sort of drawing a line in the sand here. I refuse to go past it. I'm getting very full though, so I don't even think I'm gonna be able to finish the rest of this side. Alright guys, this is definitely my last bite. I cannot continue after this. It's so good though. So good. I cooked the pasta al dente. I recommend doing that, by the way, for more than one reason. First of all, the chew is amazing. Second of all, if you're planning on having any leftovers at all, when you heat the pasta up, especially if you've saved your pasta water, which you definitely should, otherwise your pasta will heat up very dry. Adding that pasta water and heating it back up is going to continue to cook the pasta. And if you already cooked it to the max the first time, it's going to be like full on mush reheating it. So do the right thing. So good. So yeah, I made the strawberry version because people were all, I don't like tomatoes, or I'm allergic to tomatoes, what can I do? Strawberries was the only thing that I could think of that really released a lot of liquid when it cooked down. The reason that this really works so well is really got a lot to do with the tomatoes. They release so much water. They're creating a lot of the sauce just from baking down. Obviously you're adding olive oil, so that's creating a little bit of the sauce. The feta is adding like that creaminess, but if you're adding another vegetable that doesn't give off like a flavorful liquid, it's probably going to be like bland and not very good. Somebody suggested like zucchini. Zucchini to me is just like very watery. I wouldn't consider tomatoes a very watery fruit. Tomatoes are a fruit. Instead, tomatoes are juicy. So if you're going to try this with something else, pick something that you'd say is juicy and not something that when it cooks is watery. You can also just try roasting vegetables around the feta, saving a lot of extra pasta water, and then counting on like some olive oil and pasta water to create a sauce. Just don't expect those vegetables necessarily, depending on the vegetable, to cook down like the tomatoes did, so that they're just like kind of just disintegrated in here. They might stay in chunks more so. Somebody's mentioned olives. Olives would be delicious too. You can just add, honestly, olives in here. You want to be a little careful because olives are very salty. Feta is very salty, so you don't want to go overboard. Maybe limit your salt seasoning at the beginning until at the end. Taste it and then adjust from there. Of course, always remember to season the crap out of your pasta water, guys. Like I add like a full-on fistful of salt to my pasta water. You could taste the pasta water too before you add it in. It should taste like the sea. I mean, that water, if you don't taste salt when you just have like a teaspoon of water, then your pasta's not going to taste like anything. That's the only opportunity you have to really season the inside of your pasta. Any other tips for y'all today? Other suggestions for this? That's probably all that I have right now anyways. If you have any suggestions, things, or just like wondering, would this be good with that? Comment below and I'll do my best to answer. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this like ridiculously simple, super delicious recipe. Please let me know if you make it yourself. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for always being so positive and happy here. I actually had someone the other day, and I like really want to mention this for a couple of reasons. I had someone the other day say that I deleted comments, that I delete negative comments. And I feel like they're saying that, I don't know if it's because I deleted one of their comments or if it's because the comment section here is just really overly positive. The answer to that question though, if I delete comments, is sometimes, but very infrequently. I delete like, if I see somebody being like negative over and over and over again, then I just go ahead and block them. I'm like, I don't need this. Y'all don't need this. So I just block them. If someone's comments are like, just like excessively negative, not constructive, like I don't mind people saying, oh, that doesn't look good, or they don't like such and such food, or a lot of the time people say my pasta looks dry. I don't delete those comments. Those are not like offensive comments. But when people are just like really just go out of their way to be overly mean or rude, then I do delete those comments because I'm just like, we don't need it. We just don't. So I'm kind of flattered because that means that I'm really not getting a whole lot of negative activity here, and I have y'all to thank for that. So thank you for helping me cultivate this really positive, happy space. And I hope you all support me in that, I wouldn't even call it censoring, but just monitoring of that kind of activity here because it's not something that we as a community tolerate. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. It's my birthday soon. Yay! So I'm very excited for that. Stay tuned for bangs. And I will see you guys next time. I'm running out of different ways to do this, by the way. I'm just gonna have to start going. And that's it. Bye, guys.